Hey there, food lovers. Today, we're mixing two ingredients that pair incredibly well together, beef and horseradish. The beef is cooked in a savory broth and then tossed with a spicy, creamy horseradish sauce. Sounds amazing to me. Let's get into it. Today's recipe comes from the official Game of Thrones cookbook. That's right, we are returning to Westeros. It's filled with fascinating and interesting recipes, like the one I'm making in this video, boiled beef with horseradish sauce. I'll leave a link to the cookbook in the description below. To start, here are the ingredients we will need. 2 pounds of beef stew meat, 1/2 cup of red wine vinegar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 5 garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of molasses or honey, 1/2 teaspoon of dried savory spice, and 1/2 teaspoon of stag spice, which is another recipe found in this cookbook. It has 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of grains of paradise, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground anise. We'll need 1 1/2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 1/2 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of grated horseradish, and 1/4 cup of heavy cream for the horseradish sauce. And then a little salt and pepper to taste. Before we begin, a quick note on grains of paradise. It's not a commonly found spice in most grocery stores. If you can't find it, or perhaps have never heard of it, grains of paradise is a spice that has a peppery, gingery taste and is from the seeds of a plant found in West Africa. You can substitute 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper mixed with 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom. In a skillet, add a little olive oil and over medium heat to medium-high heat, brown the stew meat. We just want to add a little color. Transfer the meat to a stock pot, and then deglaze the skillet with the red wine vinegar. Pour the liquid from the skillet into the stock pot. Then add in the salt, garlic, molasses or honey, and the seasonings. Add in some water or beef stock to cover the meat by 2 inches. For me, it took 4 cups of beef stock and 4 cups of water. Bring to a boil, then reduce the heat to medium-low and cover. Cook for about 2.5 hours or until the meat is fork tender. As the beef cooks, some of the liquid may evaporate. If needed, add in some more beef stock and cook until the meat is done. While the beef stews, let's explore the popularity of cookbooks and pop culture. If you conducted an internet search or walk through your local bookstore and noticed a lot of cookbooks based on popular fandoms, it's not a coincidence. If you want to eat food you might see made with the replicator on the USS Enterprise, sample cuisine you've seen in the Elder Scrolls game, or even enjoy the food and drink from the Harry Potter series, you can find a cookbook or two from each of these pop culture worlds. Cookbooks based on books, television, games, and movies offer a way to continue enjoying these worlds in a real and tangible way. The cookbook from this video, based on Game of Thrones, is probably one of the more natural crossovers, since food in Westeros was a big part of the story. Others, like cookbooks based on H.P. Lovecraft or even Jurassic Park, require a little more imagination, research, and testing by their respective authors. For the ultra-invested, pop culture cookbooks offer a way to incorporate these fictional worlds into their daily lives. Others enjoy it from a collector's perspective. These cookbooks also offer a way to host theme parties or increase immersion during watch parties. So if your kid wants to cook with the Disney princesses, or you want to take a trip to Tatooine to sample the local grub, pop culture cookbooks give you a way to do just that. When the meat is done, transfer it to a bowl to keep warm. Reserve at least 1 cup of the cooking liquid. In a saucepot, melt the butter over medium heat and then add in the flour. Cook for about 1 to 2 minutes. Add in the cup of reserved liquid from the beef while stirring continuously. Then add in the horseradish and cook for about 3 minutes. Remove from the heat and add in the heavy cream. Adjust the seasonings with salt and pepper if needed. When I made it, it became a little thick for my liking, so I ended up adding a little more of the reserved cooking liquid until I reached the consistency I liked. Combine the meat with the horseradish sauce and mix it around. Then grab a bowl and dish it up. The meat and sauce come together to create a velvety smooth, richly spiced dish. A side of roast potatoes would go well with this, or even the spiced plums recipe found elsewhere in this cookbook. And it certainly felt like something you'd see in the show or read in one of the books. I'd like to know what are the cookbooks you've heard of or used from other pop culture, fantasy, television, movies, or video game worlds. Let me know in the comment section below. Also, hitting that like and subscribe button lets me know to make more of these types of recipes and videos. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep cooking.